adding and subtracting fractions. In order to add or subtract fractions, you must find the common denominator. Then you're going to change both fractions so that they both have the same common denominator. Remember, you must make equivalent fractions. You can't just change the denominator. After that, you'll simply either add or subtract the numerators and then use the common denominator as the new denominator. Sounds a little confusing, but let's see if it makes sense with an example. Here we have the fraction 4/5 being added to 3/4. So we have 4/5 plus 3/4, and they do not have the same denominator. In order for this to do, we have to find what they have in common. So we're going to look at their multiples. 5 counts 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on, while 4 counts 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We want to find the least common multiple between 5 and 4 to be our common denominator. And here we see both of them have 20, and there's no other number that they have in common that's lower than that. So our least common multiple of 20 will now be our common denominator. But, just like I said in the beginning, you can't just change both numbers to 20. Now to find out what the new numerator would be, you have to remember what you had to do to get from 5 to 20. In order to get from 5 to 20, we had to multiply that by 4. So if we multiply the denominator by 4, we also have to multiply the numerator by 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. 16/20 is an equivalent fraction to 4/5. Now we have to change the second one. We have to figure out what we did from 4 to 20 was multiplying it by 5, because 4 times 5 is 20. So we also have to take the numerator and multiply it times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Now we simply add across the top the numerators. 16 plus 15 is 31. And we leave 20, which is our common denominator, as our denominator. Even though this is an improper fraction, this is completely solved. Let's do another example. 2/9 minus 7/12. Again, the denominators are different, so we're going to have to find the common denominator. 9 and 12. I'm going to count by nines. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, and so on. Well, 12 counts by 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on. So when we're looking for the common denominator, we will look for the least common multiple. In this case, it's 36. What would we have to multiply 9 times to get to 36? 4. So we multiply the numerator, 2, times 4, and that gives us 8. Now we have to find the second one. What do we have to multiply 12 times to get to 36? Well, we have to multiply it by 3. So we also have to multiply the numerator times that same value of 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Remember, the solution will have the common denominator as the denominator. It will be in the bottom. So all we have to do now is add or subtract the top. If we take 8 and subtract 21, we get a negative 13.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.